babu wani kama da kai, ai babu wani.
Yeah, hello everybody. You're welcome to yet another edition of Africa's Realities. As usual, my name is Mr. Johnson Yakubu Sani, and today I'm out with another video. And well, the topic of today, I want to talk about Fulani Bandits. I know my last video is also about Fulani Bandits, but today I'm coming with another video in another area of Fulani Bandits that I promised. If you watch my last video, I promised that I was going to make this video today. Now, but before we talk about this video, I want you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that whenever I drop a video, you'll be amongst the first to get to watch. And I want to thank my returning subscribers who are always coming back to view my videos, and I say thank you. Now, without further ado, let's get into this video of today. So today, I want to talk about Fulani Bandits. And this happened because of a debate or an argument that I had with somebody. I had an argument with somebody about, actually it's about the marginalization of the Igbos, and me too, I'm bringing my own part to say, to we too, it's not only Igbos, we too are also marginalized, so Nigeria, we are also marginalized. So I was bringing my own points, the person was bringing his own points. But one of the things the person said, he said, why is it that there is IPOB who were calling for secession and breaking away of the Igbos to form Biafra, and the government was quick to label them as terrorists, to proscribe them as terrorists. But there are Fulani people who are doing worse, who are kidnapping people, which is true, who are going to villages and they are unaliving people, especially villagers, and wiping out villages, and they are doing a lot of terrorist activities, but they are not proscribed as terrorists. Now let's get this. You know, when a terrorist group, or when a group comes and is terrorizing group, and the government tries to see that the group stops, and the group doesn't stop, the next thing the government will designate it as a terrorist group. And if it is being designated as a terrorist group, it gives room for the attack of any person who is a member of that group, because that group represents a terrorist group. So in Nigeria, we know that there are some terrorist groups that have really sprung up. We first of all had the Boko Haram, people who said that they don't want to be part of Nigeria again because Nigeria is corrupt, because Westerners have corrupted Nigeria. So they want their own country, a country that will be ruled by Islamic Sharia, a country that only Muslims, only laws taken from the Quran can run in such countries. So these people came, they don't want the Nigerian democracy, the Nigerian common laws, but we don't use common law, but let's say our constitutional laws, they don't want them. They want their own government, they want their own, and they unleashed terror on the people, caused a lot of mayhem, and at the end, the Nigerian government designated them as a terrorist group. So anybody who comes out and say, I'm a Boko Haram member, he is termed a terrorist, because the group has been designated as a terrorist group. Now we have another one who were called IPOB, who started, yes, they started very well, as in they wanted the secession of the southeastern region of Nigeria. They want a Biafra nation. They want to break away and form a Biafra nation, and they started like play, but until they started to bring untold suffering and hardship upon the people, because they went to form a militia whom they wanted to legitimize, but it cannot be legitimized because they formed a group called Eastern Security Network, I think ESM, and there is no way a private people will go and form a military or paramilitary formation. It's only governments that can form something like that. And even when before a government forms something like that, it has to go through the state assembly or the national assembly before you can form a security group like a police to police people. You have to go through the national assembly or the state assembly, and it has to pass as a law. But this group called the IPOB, they created a group which is against the law of Nigeria. For anybody to just come and create a group and arm them and say they are to protect, this is not given to any private organization. So they created that group, and because it is not allowed, that group has metamorphosed into an unknown soldier, and a lot of mayhem is being perpetuated in the southeastern Nigeria, that even some of the members of the group have put a law that people cannot come out to go to work or go to sell on Mondays, or else they'll be attacked. So these people form their own government, and they're giving their own laws that are not in our constitution, and they brought a lot of laws, and they are attacking people, and they are even killing people, and they are also designated as a terrorist group. And so on this base, my friend who was bringing an argument say, why will the IPOB be designated or proscribed as a terrorist group? But why is Fulani, who seem to be doing more havoc and more harm, are not proscribed as a terrorist group? And for that, Nigeria is biased, Nigeria is wicked, Nigeria hates the southeastern people, and Nigeria... Well, I told him it's not only IPOB that has been proscribed as a terrorist group, because Boko Haram and ISWA and even Lakurawa now are also being proscribed as a terrorist group. So it's not only IPOB, to be sincere. There are a lot of other groups that have been proscribed as terrorist groups. So it's never IPOB alone. But that's not the ball of my contention today. Ball of my contention, why is Fulani not proscribed as a terrorist group? And I feel that some people will have some misconception if some things are not clarified, and they will think it is out of bias. But no, there are some things that are not out of bias. And let me explain to everybody now to understand. Now, I want everybody to know that you cannot ascribe or proscribe or designate a whole tribe and their profession as terrorists. It cannot happen. Now, when you say Fulani, Fulani is a tribe. And when you say herdsmen, herdsmen is a profession. So maybe you say Fulani herdsmen are terrorists. It can't happen. There's nowhere in this world you call a tribe and their profession and you say they are herdsmen and you say they are terrorists. For example, we know the unknown government are doing a lot of things, and there are some of them who were traders that joined the unknown government or joined the ESM or joined the IPOB that are doing this. So there's no way we can come and say Igbo traders are terrorists. So just the way you can never say Igbo traders are terrorists, you can never say Fulani herdsmen are terrorists. It can't work. So the only kinds of group that are designated as terrorists are only people who come with an organizational name. You come as an organization and you have an organizational name. It's not a tribe and its profession that are called terrorists. You can never call a tribe and its profession terrorist. You can only call a group. So when people come as a group, maybe you come and the name of the group is Boko Haram, then you can say, whoa, Boko Haram is a terrorist. So anybody that come and say, I'm a member of Boko Haram group, he'll be treated as a terrorist. Or you can say, IPOB is a terrorist. So IPOB is an organization and has an organizational name. So you have to streamline and say anybody that is a member of IPOB, because government has already proscribed it as a terrorist group, is a terrorist. Or you can say ISWA, that's the name of an organization. So you say anybody that is a member of this organization called ISWA is a terrorist. Now, when people come with organizational name, they are proscribed as a terrorist group. But there is no how you can come and call a whole people and their profession and say they are terrorists. Now, if government, look at this scenario, if government goes ahead and call all these Fulani bandits and call them and proscribe them as all Fulani headsmen are terrorists, that means even the Fulani man that just passed with his cow in front of my house and is going now is a terrorist, because it is proscribed that Fulani herders are terrorists. The innocent one with his cow is a terrorist, because you already group entire language, entire people, and their entire profession as terrorists. So the only way you can, even if they do more, even if they terrorize the public more than other groups you've called terrorists, there's still no way you can call them terrorists. You can only call Fulani bandits. Now, when you call bandits, there is a kind of dichotomy, which means that not every Fulani is a bandit, but there are some Fulanis that are bandits. So when we say Fulani bandits, we are talking about the bandits that are amongst Fulani people. The Fulani people who are bandits. So when you say Fulani bandits, now everybody will know that there is a way a banditry cannot generalize everybody, but it will put a statement. Or you say Fulani armed robbers. When somebody say Fulani armed robbers, maybe he's talking about only the armed robbers that are of Fulani descent. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. When you talk things like that, but you say Fulani are terrorists, oh, government come today, Fulani are terrorists. Does it sound well? There's a way for government to come and say, oh, Yoruba people are terrorists. From today we have proscribed all Yoruba people terrorists. Or Igbo people are terrorists. From today we have proscribed all Igbo terrorists. It cannot happen. So when we make some argument, let's make some argument with knowledge. With knowledge. No matter the havoc of these people, they cannot be proscribed as terrorists because they have not come with an organizational name. The people who are causing this mayhem have not come with an organizational name. So they are just looking like armed robbers. They are like bandits here. They don't have an organization that they represent, and they tell us these are the values of the organization. Because every organization has its values. When you see Boko Haram, they have their values. They don't want a country, they want an Islamic country, they want an Islamic state, they want to cut off, they don't want Western education and things to do with Western. And you see what their ideology is and what their values are. When you talk about IPOB, you see they want an Igbo country, they don't want Nigeria, they're tired of being Nigeria, they want a group has its values and the things it's running for. But when somebody has not come like a group, and you have pockets of people everywhere that are doing mayhem, there is no way you put a blanket name on everybody. Especially this, my friend was arguing bitterly. Fulani headsmen should be terrorists too, if not of bias. And I say, how can that be possible? It can never be possible. Things are not done like that. You can only differentiate the ones who are terrorizing people out of them, and since they don't have an organizational name, so you can only call those ones bandits because they don't have an organizational name, and you can't separate, you can't know who is a bandit and who is not, except if they're carrying out their activities, so you can only call them bandits. You can't know who is terrorizing people and who is not terrorizing people. So since you can't know who is terrorizing people from who is not terrorizing people because it's not shown on the face, then you can only see the action of those who are terrorizing people and call them bandits. Because if you go ahead and say Fulani headsmen are terrorists, then the innocent, the ones that their hands are clean, everybody, you have blanketed everybody. But if they have a group and they say from today, this is the name of their group, and if that is the group that is causing this mayhem, then you can say that group is a terrorist group, and then any Fulani man that comes and says, I'm a member of that group, is arrested and is taken to prison because he represents a group that is a terrorist group. So he is a terrorist. So I just want this clarification. So I tried to clarify to my friend, even though he still argued his head out. But this is the basic truth. This is the basic. We all know if all these Fulani bandits have come under an organizational name and they are terrorizing people as an organization, that organization will have been proscribed as a terrorist group. But they have not. So there's no any organizational name. So what do you proscribe as terrorists? You can't proscribe people, their language, their profession as terrorists. So what do you proscribe as terrorists? That's a question of thought. So government cannot say Fulani headsmen are terrorists. They can never say. Highest they can say is bandits among Fulani. Bandits among Fulani. Let's get them. Let's flush them. That is the highest they can say. Well, I haven't said this, but recently again, I now heard Trump, but this is not an official designation, but this is just Trump. I heard Trump calling the Houthis as terrorists, but this is Trump calling Houthis as terrorists. America and the American government have not proscribed Houthis as terrorists because it would look surprising. If you proscribe Houthis as terrorists, then every Houthi in Yemen is a terrorist. So how can you blanket all Houthis and everybody who is of Houthi tribe as a terrorist? So it cannot happen. So I was surprised when I heard President Trump said Houthis are terrorists. I said, which of the Houthis? Is it the entire tribe of the Houthis that are terrorists? Because I don't see that, I don't foresee that happening for them to be proscribed as terrorists. So my people, I don't know if I made my clarification well, but if you don't believe, you need to debate, you can come to the comment section and tell me where you think I'm wrong. But this is what I believe, it is what I know, and I believe every knowledgeable person knows what I am saying is the right thing. So let me hear what you have to say on the comment section. Well, to come your way another day, please, I want you to subscribe and turn up the notification bell so that whenever I drop a video, you get to be amongst the first to get to watch, because I believe there are some enlightening and educative videos and informative videos that I used to drop here that one way or the other will have informed you or educate you or enlighten you, or if not, I will have given you an insight to some other things or the way some other people perceive things different from the way you perceive your own. So I believe there is something in these videos that I used to put out here. So subscribe and turn on the notification bell until I come your way another day. My name is Mr. Johnson Yakubusani. Remain blessed.